On May 5th last year, my son took a saw to the face at work. So every parent's worst nightmare, right? You get the phone call. It's actually my daughter that called because her boyfriend was on the job site with them, and I received the call, and all she knows is like Cal's been cut bad, and they're rushing him to the emergency room. And so dad mode kicks in, just calm the situation because we can't do anything about it, right? My daughter's actually very calm too, pretty calm person. And but driving to the ER, and then the questions start to flood in, like he's been cut bad, so they're rushing him in. It's like, and he works construction, he works in excavation, so it's like, man, did that saw kick back and hit him in the leg where there's a main artery? Is he bleeding out? Like, you have all this fear that goes into it. And he actually ended up popping back. He was using a chainsaw with a concrete blade, and he was in the middle of a cut, and he like popped his head over to see where, because he's almost at the end of the cut, and the blade stop didn't work. So when the saw kicked back, it actually came up and hit him in the face right here. And so it looked like it was like spread open like a fish, like flaying a fish. But a lot of perspective goes into that. So at the time, his mom and I were just like more of acquaintance. Like if we saw each other, we say hi and, small talk and chit chat. But I'll tell you something, when you have your child and you go through like a traumatic experience like that, you let go of a lot of things. You let go of a lot of whatever that you're holding, because your whole world has been flipped upside down. Like you don't know if your son's going to live at the time. You have all these, you're just like preparing for all these things. And so got him all stitched up. We his mom and I got to be there for the whole thing, and he ended up being okay. And it ended up turning out like everything for what happened, it was like best case scenario. But ever since that accident, our relationship changed. It changed dramatically. Like, we've been out to dinner. The families have been out to dinner with her kids and our kids and her husband and families, and had some great conversations with her husband that I don't know if we even had a conversation before that day, and they'd already been together like 9 years, I think. So I'm letting you know, and the reason why I'm telling you this is like, you don't realize what you're holding on to until something traumatic happens. And then you realize like, what you're holding on to, does it really matter? Like if something happened to your child? And I'm going to tell you right now, it doesn't. It does not matter. And I know there's a lot of, every situation is different, but in my particular situation, for what we went through, man, it just like, it softened the hearts. It softened my heart. It softened her heart. And it's really, really nice to be in a position now to where, when we all see each other, or when we all get a chance to hang out, or it's just normal. Even this weekend, we were out. My daughter's getting ready to buy a house, and we're out touring. Her fiance's family's there. I'm there. Her mom's actually one of the realtors on the place, representing Bradley. And the guy, so he's the Foster's mom and dad have actually been, we went out to dinner the night before, so they got to see that whole interaction. And then we did some other events too, where they got to see us interact. And while we're touring the house, his dad turned around and looked at me. He goes, "You guys get along really well." And, I kind of paused for a second, and I said, "Yeah, we do." I didn't want to get into it. It took a long time to get there. But the point is like, people even see it. They're like, they see that there's no animosity. There's no like weirdness. There's no like, we're friends. And it's pretty cool. So depending on your situation and what you're going through, and I know every situation is a little different, but if you have time to like pause and think about, man, if something really traumatic happened to our child, would this really matter? Would I hold these grudges? Would I hold this pain? And I know it's just really good perspective. So that's what I got for you on this one. We'll see you on the next video.